coolduder, review for us. We are waiting. 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 Hey guys, Sean C. Phillips here with Herb.
Hey.
And we just got to seeing the 10:30 p.m. screening of the Lords of Salem. And I actually really liked it. I mean, I've seen some really mixed reviews of it. It's a very weird, it's very much like a, not an 80s movie, like a mid-70s.
Yeah.
With the kind of vibe and everything, even the end credits with the pictures and stuff. It just, the music and the tone to it. It's a very slow movie, though. It's a slow build-up.
It took a while. It took a while to get there. Yeah.
It's not that kind of a movie, though, where it's like, when you compare it to its other movies, they were way more comical. Like when you look at like The Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses, those were more kind of over the top with over the top bits and things like that. This was more serious in tone, but had some of the creepiest witch scenes I think I've ever seen in my life.
It did. They felt dated though. They had a real kind of a almost that Race with the Devil vibe.
Mixed with like The Crucible or something.
Yeah,
like those kind of witches
scenes.
But
it had some of that to it, and you know, there's going to be people that are going to be like, "Oh, it's real cheesy," but it's meant to be kitschy.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know what it reminded me of? I don't know if you've ever watched them, but some of those Coffin Joe movies.
I don't think I've ever seen those.
Coffin Joe. If you've never seen Coffin Joe is a cool film. It's a series of films of. It's Hispanic. I mean, it's like a Mexican vampire sort of grave digger.
Yeah, people have asked me about them. I've never watched those.
Yeah, you should, because it reminded me very much of that, especially the end scenes of this.
And Meg Foster, though, plays the
Meg
head.
Foster
Was great.
Oh,
she was so good in this.
For you guys that like They Live, I mean, she's that great woman in They Live with those glowing blue eyes.
And this is one of her first movies in a long time, and she was so creepy and scary.
She was creepy.
Haggling naked witch in it. I was like, oh my god.
There was a lot of nudity in here.
And a lot of nudity from people you wouldn't expect seeing naked. Like weird nudity.
I think they went to like a Weight Watchers group that got some of these people.
And I was happy for Ken Free. He had a big part.
Ken Free had a really big part.
And he was great as usual. He was almost like the character he was a little bit toned down in Halloween. Remember when he was taking a crowd? Trying to drop off these friends?
Yeah. No, that part was pretty cool.
But the movie's like, basically like Sheri Moon Zombie's character has this kind of like satanic radio show she does, and she gets a record in the mail, and by playing this record called From the Lords, it kind of makes all the women like start to like have these kind of weird, they kind of just freeze in their place, but it really affects her by giving her these weird visions of the past and makes her sort of sick, and it's just all these weird flashbacks and to a build-up. I don't want to say what happens, but it was like
and you know, hey,
intense.
as soon as she gets in that makeup and stuff, she's great. I
know.
How can you go wrong with her and dreads, and she had those Enid glasses on? She was cool.
No, there's some people that are going to be kind of like shocked by some of the visuals.
Like,
near the end, like they went for. Like, I always kind of find, you know, kind of religious stuff like this kind of creepy. And it was creepy. There was some very creepy aspects.
And didn't you like, what's her name? Wallace, you know.
Dee Wallace.
Dee Wallace, she was great.
Yeah, she was great. And then Patricia, was it Quinn?
Yeah,
she was great. No. Everybody was so good and creepy.
I liked the casting. I really did.
I did, though, wish...
And you know, Willard. Davison.
Yeah, he was great.
He was really cool. He was great.
But the only thing though was, weren't you disappointed though that Sid Haig's part and Michael Berryman's part was cut down?
You know, it was like at the end, it was like Banco Berryman, and I was like, where?
They were basically background extras. You saw them for like a split second.
That sucked. It was like, where's Spalding?
I know though they cut a lot of parts, cut a lot down. Hopefully. And I don't know if he'll do it because he didn't do it with the Thousand Corpses. Hopefully he puts the director's cut out.
I hope so.
Because I would like to see the Clint Howard stuff they cut
too. But you know, the last part of the film reminded me of the Murder Ride. You know, it had that kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and it's some of his music videos.
If you're and if you're going to go there expecting to see an hour and a half or an hour and 45 minutes of the Murder Ride, you're going to be disappointed.
No, it's not that.
Because there's a lot of quiet and a lot, but some of those visuals, those 5 minutes, 10 minutes of visuals were worth me going for.
No,
as far
and
as I'm concerned.
I would say the whole movie is kind of like the weird sequences in Halloween 2.
Yeah.
You know, those kind of weird...
Absolutely.
It almost was like what he wanted to do with Halloween 2, and this is a whole movie of kind of the weirdness.
It was sad, though. I mean, you know, it was you and I,
and
one other couple.
Yeah. And
they came in late, and then one other person.
Yeah,
so,
I hope people go to see this, because this is one of the movies, if you don't see it, and I know he said that he's, you know, it would be out of the theaters, but I know he said this is probably going to be his last horror movie.
A lot of people hated this. I read a lot of reviews.
I did, and I don't know if you like slow burn 70s horror films and you like weird visual kind of foreign horror movies,
right,
you would like this.
You'll like this. A lot of people are not going to. A lot of people,
a lot of people are going to be very
confused
confused
like,
by it.
This was garbage, and I can understand people that will say this was garbage. But you got to get through, and you got to wade through some of it. But I think it was well worth it.
Yeah, I was happy with it. I thought
it was a fun, you know, quirky, and witches are in right now.
No, I know.
mean, you know, American Horror Story. This next season is called The Coven, and
it's going to be witches.
It's all this year. It's witches. Vampires are out. Witches are in.
And if you want witches, those witches in this movie, I'm serious, were the creepiest witches I've ever seen in my entire life.
Some of them were sort of nursing home witches.
Oh, I know. They were really, they're like bad dream
and with
witches.
their clothes off.
I know.
So
yeah.
if you get scared, sort of like if you watch the one in The Shining in the shower.
Yeah, like
remember?
all like that.
There's a lot of that. So,
but out of stars, you know, out of 5 stars, for me, what I was happy with it, I'd give it like close to 4. I was happy with it. It's
as a movie, 2.5. As some of the visuals.
The visuals are 5.
5.
The visuals were great. So we'll see you all later because we got a big crowd coming.
Okay. Bye bye.